Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Forgot to turn on my Bluetooth. Like, the gem that I am.
It happens.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yay.
Yay.
Mm.
How's your
You
day
look
been
cute.
so far? Thanks, I just woke up. I, t- I took a nap and almost
I,
slept through this.
you know what? I almost did too. It must
Yeah.
just be like the day. The
Yeah.
day for napping. Any
Yeah.
particular reason were you up late?
Elena got up at 4 a.m. Just like she had a little bit of a runny nose and there were some crusty boogers and it was like really bothering her. Like she needed it cleaned up. She was like scratching at it and stuff. And I was like, go to sleep, go be a normal kid and just have snot all over your face. Like, yeah. But then she pestered me enough to wake me up and I was like, okay. Well, but then there was no going back to bed after that. So we were awake.
Really? So you've been up since like 4?
Yeah. Which I mean, I guess
It's
that's
awful.
not like crazy. It's 1 in the afternoon now. So it's not like, but I've
No, it
been
depends though. Like sometimes it depends on like when you're getting woken up because it could be just at the wrong time
yeah. But I was
and
also already
with
overdue for
everything.
like a nap. Like I go and go and go and
Which
go and
was
go.
time.
And then it's like I'll have a day where I'm just like, I gotta,
Today is the day.
today is today. Oh,
Sometimes you just need a day of rest.
yeah.
That is all.
Like I quite literally need an entire day of rest sometimes. Me and Anthony were laughing about this just last night or the other night. I was telling my sister Amy because I guess he didn't make it up, but he's like he used to call me and my family the sleepless elite because of our energy level. But um
Yeah.
for like I can push myself so far that like it used to be like twice a year and now it's like once a month, but I will need like a sleeping
Yeah.
day. Like I will go, 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 go. I'm your person to get everything done. But then when I need to sleep, my body, it's like you push me
Game
too
over.
far. Game over. Go to bed. Like my eyes
Yeah.
are just of like
Well, that's
every
important to know.
oh yeah, and I have to be better about just like giving into it because I felt like the tired the last few days where I've like, oh man, I could so
Yeah.
go for a nap, but I need to do da 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 da. And so I've pushed but I'm like, I probably would have done all of those things and done them better if I had just let myself nap. But instead I
Yeah.
wait until and I did have things I should have been doing this morning instead of sleeping. Alas,
Nope.
such is life.
You won out today. You're good.
Yeah.
It's important to read your body and be like, hey, it's time, or I'm gonna like completely lose my shiz.
I
Just
wasn't reading my body. My body forced that on me today. It was like, you're napping now.
that's good.
Yeah, because I
It's like a hypnotist and sleep.
pretty much like I could tell when I was like when we just got back from dropping off Elena. Like me and Anthony went and got bagels after. So not only was I
Mhm.
tired, but we ate like a good hearty
A lot
little
of carbs.
breakfast. Yes, yes. And it was like Thanksgiving dinner. I came home and it was like
Perfect combination.
yeah, it was and I was on the couch too, so it was like that just it was actually one of the best naps ever.
So good. I should have let you sleep longer.
Oh, no.
Could have probably used an extra hour.
Yeah, no. That's all right because when I sleep too much, like if I slept until I had to go because I keep an alarm set for like car alarm pickup and stuff like that. So I probably would have woke up, but if I slept until then, I would have felt like I like lost the day. And normally I feel like
Yeah.
kind of shitty when I wake up from a nap, which I think is why I don't like napping. Like it's like it just
Groggy and
doesn't
like don't know what
yeah,
day it
yeah.
is. And
Yeah, and I have to like come out of the fog.
yeah, for
So,
real.
but um that's when I wake up like in a rush because I slept the whole day because I woke up like I still got a nap, but I'm like I think good to go because I still got a long day,
Yeah.
football game and stuff tonight.
Fun. Hey, us too.
Yeah. So you guys
Yep.
have Monday through Thursday school, but you still have your football games on Fridays?
Yeah, because all the other schools have Friday school still, so we
Oh,
can't
okay.
like make all the other schools
Yeah.
change
No,
theirs.
I mean, that's still great. Plus Friday night football is still really fun. Like I
Cody is
wish
here. He says hi.
everybody, hi Cody. I wish everybody would adopt
Says
that
hi.
4-day work week thing. Like let
Oh
us
my
all just
gosh.
we could still accomplish so much like clearly. You guys
what
do
it
it?
what it does for me mentally, personally, like I can't
Yeah.
speak for everybody. It probably doesn't work for some, but for me
Yeah.
personally, it makes all the difference in the whole world. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's all. Oh, Cody says hi and he loves you. That is
Hi,
all.
and I love you too. Why don't you put your face in the screen? Let me
He loves
see
you too.
your noggin here.
She says bring your face over here. He says no.
Oh, did he not do his makeup today?
Did you not do your makeup today? No.
You know I like you
Any
all natural, Cody.
she likes you all natural, as do I. He's trying. Hi.
And that's exactly what I wanted to see. Thanks.
No problem. I did drop my chocolate sauce that I was eating as a snack. So there we go.
Chocolate
Okay.
sauce. What are you guys planning after
Yes.
this?
I don't know, just experimenting with things. No, I freaking love like really thick like ice cream topping chocolate.
Ooh, that is really good.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Like, do you dip
And you'll
anything
have to
in there,
warn me
or
if
are
I
you
like
just like dipping a finger
a
in?
spoon. Just a spoon.
That's awesome. I mean, it's really
Right.
not different than like a chocolate bar or something. It's just, it's got a different
Yeah.
consistency.
Yes, it is something people eat when they're sad, but I'm not sad. I'm happy, and I'm very happy to be eating chocolate sauce.
Yes. And then you
Lay
can
off
eat
me, I'm
chocolate
starving.
sauce for lunch and still look the way you do. Hashtag blast.
I don't know if a spoonful or two is doing anything for anybody, but
Uh,
it's good.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
All right. Anyways,
Anywho, moving along.
yeah, welcome back to our little white picket fence.
Yes, welcome. Um, okay, topic for today. Last
Yeah.
time we were talking about a maximum wage,
Well,
right?
yeah, at the end, we kind of started getting onto that. So
Okay.
let's just let our conversation continue, I figured. Or
All right.
you
Well,
definitely seem
we
to have some thoughts on it. So I was like, let's.
I do have some thoughts on a maximum wage. And then when we were talking about it, um, mostly last night in the hot tub, man, it, I don't know. We had a lot of thoughts, me and
Yeah,
Cody.
yeah. Was it just
But
the two of
yeah,
you?
so yeah, it was just the two of us. Um, okay, so a maximum wage, just so we're on the same, like make sure we have the same definition. You would say it was like a cap on how much you can earn,
I guess
or
just some sort
like
of
a
regulation so that we can't have the current system and problem we have right now where
that's creating the
where all yeah,
upper
where
uppers and the
all of
lower
the
lowers
wealth
and
is seemingly like at the very, very top and then like the rest is spread throughout the bottom and
Mhm.
the people who are actually the laborers typically get the least.
Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense. So do you have like solution, like what would you do?
Okay, so
What
me
is
and
what is
Anthony,
Rachel's solutions?
I
What
can't
are
take
Rachel's
credit for this
solutions?
because this was an
Grammar is
Anthony.
not
So
mine.
yeah, this
Okay.
was an Anthony idea, but one that I'm like, ooh, I like that because we were talking about the maximum
Mhm.
wage, and I didn't have an idea per se on how to enact it. I just had an idea that like that we need to fix what we have going on. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it back here a bit before I tell you his idea. Did you know that we have kind of had a maximum wage before?
No, I did not know this.
Okay, so if I guess I was looking up stuff. So FDR, he made like he did something with the taxes to where it was taxing after you made over a certain amount.
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah,
yeah, and granted, you
the
had to
rate of
make
taxation was
yes, but you had to make
a
over a
lot
certain
higher.
amount. Exactly. So it's
Mhm.
like if you equated it to today, it's like, you could make even if you had the same thing, you could make a whole lot before
Mhm.
like you had to pay that
Yeah.
level of taxes or anything. So it still allowed people to be very well off. It was just kind of trying to like keep the thing. But then
Yeah.
Reagan, and when he was in office, he changed it to the whole trickle down economics, which
Which doesn't work
and
either.
no, but I will say when if you look at it like historically, that like during when we had that tax, the middle class
Mhm.
was doing very well. So it obviously, like it did allow
something happened.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I don't know all that, and obviously that's already gone anyway, so that's not really the solution, I guess, because we've already tried it and it was changed. But Anthony was saying that with a maximum wage, the way we can enact it is that you can only make a certain percentage, like it could be a large percentage, but more than your lowest paid employee. So if you are doing really well in your company, everybody in your company should be doing well. The fact that we have people making like a McDonald's employee, whatever, like your CEO makes 9,000 an hour, why they make 15. Woohoo, you get 15. Be happy.
Yeah. At what point does that gap become slavery? Like,
well, it already is, because
I mean,
what function is that 9,000? Like that person, their labor is not worth $9,000 an hour. They are taking that essentially at that point, in my mind, because like there is no job that is like you're working worth $9,000 an hour. Like that's literally ridiculous, especially why you could tell somebody else, yes, and your labor is worth 15. Like
Cody and I were talking about pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And we called it the gap cap. Like the cap on the gap between the highest and the other levels of employees needs to be regulated. I don't love just taxing people above a certain point.
Yeah.
Because historically, the government has not been great with handling our money.
Fair.
So just
Very
handing
fair.
an extra chunk over to the government sounds really bad. But
100%.
taking,
yes.
Yeah. But saying, hey, the company brings in this amount of money, top level gets this percent, next level gets this percent, and it goes down the line until the bottom, who still needs to make a livable wage.
Yeah, like that percentage at the bottom can't be, like there's a percentage where the person at the bottom can't be under the very, very top. Like they can make 1,000 times more than them, but like no more than that. So that would make, if someone's making $9,000 an hour, then what's their employee making if they can only make 100 times? You know what I mean? So they can still make more, but they have to bring everybody up with them, because they are not the only ones working for the company. They're still hugely profiting without having to make slaves out of people.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Me too.
And the amount that those at the top really actually lose is like, I don't know, maybe I would feel different if I was in those upper echelons, but I mean, when you see people making 250 million, is it that big of a difference between 250 million and 200 million?
Well,
I mean, like,
and what are they doing? They are never doing the jobs that actually are pushing like society forward. They're pushing business forward. And it's I'm sure there's a lot that are pushing society forward, but what I mean by pushing business forward,
but what they're actually doing to work
what
for
does
the
it
company,
do?
like, what are they?
No, what does even the company do for like civilization? Like, I don't know, like to say certain things are so valuable when like we shit on the people who clean out our shitter. You know what I mean? Like the people who are doing the actual, like the hardest jobs are the ones at the bottom. Like you might be stressed that you have to go to meetings, but you're not out there actually having to give your labor.
Well, there's a lot of different what is the word I'm looking for? Groups of thought on this topic.
Obviously.
Because like you start a business. If I come up with a business and I put forth all the work and the capital and I get it going, and then I hire a couple of people, and then we get growing a little bit bigger, and then I hire a few more people, and pretty soon I'm at the top of this company with all these people below me. There is definitely an amount of work and a labor that you've put in from the very beginning that you get to a point where you're like, okay, I don't have to work this hard anymore, but it's still my baby. Like it's still
agreed. Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to the people at the top being like, hey, I'm not working this hard anymore. I definitely put in my time in the beginning. But I do think there needs to be some regulation in the gap between, okay, if our company is bringing in this much money, then there needs to be levels of, percentages of what goes to the people at the bottom, what goes to the people at the top, and everything in between.
Yeah. Well, and what?
And
Sorry, go ahead. I'll
oh,
add mine
no,
after.
you're good. I was just saying that I think that we would be amazed at what happens when we feel like we're all working together as opposed to just everyone working for someone. Like people are a lot more invested in a company when they're like, hey, if our company brings in more money, my pay is going to go up. Let's get her done. Like let's work together and do this. That's way more enticing than if I work hard, they're going to increase my workload and my pay is going to stay the same. Like
Yeah,
that
which is
that creates burnout.
oh yeah, Anthony's
Yeah,
had that with jobs where and they're even high level
we've all
position.
felt it.
They're even high level positions though, where eventually it's like they just kind of get used to what you can do, add more on. They're like, oh yeah, now everybody also has to do all these trainings and this and that,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, wait,
hmm
like the work week doesn't have this much time, like and you and you
hmm
like that's not how it works.
Well, and managers are incentivized to keep costs low, so they don't have any incentive to give out raises and to,
Yeah, they have
what is the
incentive to
incentive to,
not give out
Mhm.
raises. They
Yeah, they're trying to keep costs low because that's their job. But if whatever the company brought in determined what people were paid, I mean, you create a whole different environment.
yeah.
There's a fly flying around here that's bugging the crap out of me, but I'm going to ignore it.
It's all right. So the
But
thought you were just having a minute ago about the um sorry, I have to get back there now. We were talking about the companies and like they start it so it's their baby and like
yeah,
now they're at the top. And that you're for some regulation. I think the problem is that we went so long without regulation because we have these people at the top now, and I don't think anybody
yeah,
in the middle can make it there anymore. There's just not enough. There's simply not enough. And with the way that
it's
like
harder for sure.
well, the way with inflation and everything, like for you to start that business and then pay people any type of livable wage does seem impossible. And it is. And it's because
Mhm.
it's gone so unregulated for so long that we have these people with so much that it feels like
Yeah,
the only option is tax the rich. But then you say, like, what does the government do with our money, though? And it makes me think, of course, I wouldn't want them to have it either. I almost wish we could just appeal
yeah.
to the richest of the rich and say, hey, you guys, like, you can still be there. You can still be at the tippy top and stuff like that. But, like, you can't be there and society continue functioning. Like, it's going to
Well,
break.
the way you fix that is by fixing the system, and it eventually kind of just gets back to normal. I don't think there's any way you can be like, okay, this is the max that anybody can have, and that we spread it out to everybody else because that just doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Well, I
But
think that we need to, enact something now, which is like that
Mhm.
percentage thing, what we were talking about. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
can still
huge.
make a huge amount, but like you have to
Mhm.
bring up the people you hire with you. You cannot basically, if everybody is working for the company, everybody should be making from the
Benefiting.
company. And you as the leader and as the starter should get to have a huge, like 1,000 times
Mhm.
more than you're like that's a lot of money. We're not talking about anybody who's only making, you know what I mean? Like that's only
Yeah.
like if you have that level of money that I don't know.
Mhm. Well, one thing that we're seeing that makes sense with like the homeless problem in New York, right? Billions of dollars are donated to solve the homeless problem in New York. And what they're finding is very, very little of that money gets to the homeless people in New York. It all goes to the bureaucracy, it goes to the people at the top. They're all making so much money that it's just like nothing gets done.
Yeah.
So we need to, yeah, there needs to be a way, maybe percentage chart or something that says, hey, this is the cap percentage of what you can make of this money, and this is the percentage that needs to get to the bottom. Figure it out in between. Like,
Yeah. In our government, there should definitely be more restricted. Like people shouldn't be
oh
in the
man,
government to get rich. That's for freaking sure. But that's where we are. Have you heard of Ro Khanna? He is a
Explain.
representative. He's a representative from California. I just was watching him talk about a plan he has, which is it's basically just like fighting corruption in the government. I'm gonna have to share it with you because
I like that.
I love it. It's do you remember when I told you about Represent Us? Jennifer Lawrence is kind of like the mouthpiece for that. She talks about, but it's also corruption in the government. Like ultimately, right now, corruption is literally legal. So how can we fix it if we don't like change some laws or whatever, to like make these things illegal, like all the gerrymandering and all of the what the hell are they called? The lobbyists, and like I know there's good lobbying too, but like there has to be some sort of
transparent lobbying.
Yeah. Getting to the just kind of like the government and how they spend their money, that just made me go off on a thought that I had kind of wanted to mention anyway. So I believe it was on Philly D. Philip DeFranco, he does like a news show, and he did a segment where he talked about these ships that the government are you still there?
Oh, hang on. Yeah, I am. Sorry. I hit a button and it was not the right one. Keep going.
That's all right.
I could still hear you the whole time.
Okay. Well, so he talked about these ships that the government has and had been building or whatever, and he kind of was, I don't know, the way it came across to me was that the ships are really not that great. Like people in use and stuff like that, they're not like the greatest. It's just we like have them, and now that we're going to be in war, they probably would justify that we need them. But the part that drives me crazy is that there were all these ships and they did not need more, but because they had all these people at this facility that needed jobs, we literally paid for another one of these ships to be built. We're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. So like the way that the government is using the money, especially the fact that they have so much in the military, and not all that is going to, like, it's not making the like our people who are in the military be living a really great life because they're the ones that are going to sacrifice their life. It's boistering up the people who already are at the top of that, and all the different ventures
if we knew the corruption in the military industrial complex, I think it would make us all like vomit with rage.
I think in literally every part of our leadership. Like, I'm not saying there's not good throughout, but it's so like, I mean, because on every side they're taking money from people that are affecting how they're making decisions, which is completely against, like, you're not making decisions for the people at all.
Nope. Do you remember when we did our podcast on if we ruled the world, or like island nations?
Of course.
I'm gonna adjust this right here.
And adjusting them. Left titty's a little more out.
Adjusting them.
Titty.
Is it?
Well, it was for a second. I think it was just the way you were going forward. She's good.
That's good. Hopefully,
you told me to let you know, so I was like,
our children. No, I appreciate that very, very much. Please continue. I forgot where I was going with that. No, corruption in government needs to be, if I was in charge of things, the amount of, I don't know if the word is prosecution, but the consequences for people in power behaving badly needs to be massive. They need to be held to a much higher standard because we need
how
them
about
to
we
be
just
held to a
start
much
with
higher
holding
standard.
them accountable, period.
Accountability. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yes. Holding them accountable.
There are, if you get charged with certain things, there are bad punishments. It's just a matter of they all kind of live above it. They just will sue and whatever. Just, it doesn't apply to them.
Oh, that was another thing I was thinking of. It only slightly fits in here, but like, okay, you have big corporations like Walmart, right? Walmart is able to, my brain is not braining today, but they're able to negotiate lower prices because they're buying at humongous levels, right?
Yeah, they have great buying power. Yes.
Buying power. Thank you. Thank you for being the word bank that I need today. Anyway, they have great buying power because they have massive amounts of their ordering. It's just the way it is. But I think there needs to be some kind of a regulation on the fact that, okay, they can negotiate those things, but once that price has been negotiated for one company, you can't then go to another company and change that price for them. Like, it's great that Walmart can negotiate that price, but that price then needs to go to mom and pop shops. It needs to go to other grocery stores.
Yeah.
You-
Having buying power like that
Mhm.
cuts other people out.
'Cause it
Yeah.
creates massive monopolies and stops the
That's
growth of
literally
other.
the problem with freaking everything. That's one of my hugest problems
Oh.
with why I like struggle to stay in dentistry. And it's because of
Yeah.
it as a corporation. And I believe that I've worked for a good corporation, but I remember asking, like, because there are so many employees, like it's not just the dentist and the assistants and the because of insurance and all the fucking sham that is, there are so many employees that are necessary, but so many people who are not actually doing the dental work. But it's like this dental work that's being done has to pay all these people. And I remember being like, how does this work? And that was their answer. Basically, they're like, well, like there are a lot of us, so we have buying power, and so we can get things for cheaper, and then it allows them to literally just make more, operate better. And that almost kept me from being able to get the job. Thankfully, my boss, I mean, I do ask questions like that, and I do think that way.
Mhm.
I mean, they don't like
Oh,
they're not the leaders, so I don't know why they like seem to get a little I don't know. They seemed a little like not happy that I asked those kind of
yeah.
questions, but I was like,
Really? But you
yeah,
have to.
exactly. And but I also that's what everything is. It's so hard to like I live in a place where that's mostly what's available anyways, and I need to work in a certain region for my kids to go to a certain school, and
Yeah.
like we all have to work for corporations. And but
Yeah.
I feel like
Well, and you feel like what? Sorry, keep going.
I just feel like they have too much power. Corporations do, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And they are too monopolized, like you said. Like very few people actually own everything. Like when you go back up to you look at like all the different grocery stores and all the different things, like it always going to come back up to like what BlackRock and just like this handful of who really own everything. Like we have the illusion of choice, but everything's really owned by the same people at this point. And it's just and it's making everything go downhill, I feel like. Because you can't like actively do everything like great. Like when you're in everything, you know what I mean? Like you don't we just got to let people.
That's why the government is not good at like the medical industry or the housing industry or anything. They do it kind of a half-ass do it, and they don't really care. They're
No.
like, so yeah, that makes sense to me. When you have too much going on, you can't focus on little things.
Yeah.
But
And okay, so I just was like on going back to how they spend our money and stuff. Another thing I saw on I believe it was yesterday, today, or I don't know. It's one of the Comedy Central shows. That's one of the Johns, I believe. But he was talking about like the FDA, and then I think it was USDA. I don't know, but like how they're funded and then like how many people they have working for them. If things are like approved by the FDA, like they are over so many things, and they are way more focused on the drug aspect of it. Like they have very few people actually like looking into it, and it's caused problems within the food system not having that oversight and regulation because they just don't have enough people. So we have people without a job building ships we don't need instead of having them used as this resource to regulate our food.
yeah,
Like it's all so broken that how can you fix broken with broken?
yeah. And just in general, there's just some industries that will go in and out. We don't have very many wagon builders anymore, or not as many horse breeders as they
Yeah.
had in the 1800s. Like, there's just jobs that are needed, and then sometimes they're not, and it
Yeah.
creates a
So
lot of
many
people that don't have a
jobs,
job, but that's life.
jobs I think aren't needed. They're needed because people need jobs to live, and other people have an idea of a business, and then because everybody has to work, they can get everybody to work for them, and that way they fulfill like their dreams and stuff. But because of the way that it is right now, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I talk myself
yeah.
in circles sometimes, and then I'm like, I don't even know where I'm
Yeah, me
going.
too.
I just get a little in a tizzy.
But I'm just mad.
I'm mad, okay? Or I'm just confused and I'm trying to understand. Like, is this real? Like, is this really what we're doing?
No, but the easiest thing that we came up with, I think, is just the thing in the beginning where it's like, okay, if a company brings in this much money, it needs to filter down through the people a little better
Yeah.
than it has. We need to have incentive for people to get paid.
But what, if
Because
anything, can we do about the huge industry, like right now, the gap between the rich and the poor and all that it's caused to happen in the middle? Is there anything to do about that? Because if we make those
like the way it
regulations,
is right
that's
now,
going forward. Yeah. Like to say
I
that
think the
for
best thing you
small
can do
mom
is
and pop
just
shops, you're going to have a lot of people losing jobs and stuff like that. Which, you know, if we could use our smarts and work together and actually do like decide, okay, as a people, these are the things we care about. And this is, you know, like people's basic needs. Maybe we could like have those be met so that people could think about what they actually like and what they want to do. Because I mean, if I had forever to do nothing, I wouldn't do nothing. And I think that's so many more people than you realize. It's just so many people are burnt out generation after generation. Yeah. They're taught burnout from birth because it's like, you have nothing. This is your way. I don't know. It's just,
yeah,
like to live is so much pain that I know too many people that have said, what is the point? Like, not like I want to kill myself because I'm so sad, but it's like literally, what's the point? What am I? I'm a peon. I'm just a
cog in this gear.
Yeah. When do we revolt?
Just keeps going. Yeah. Well, I think there is going to be some kind of a revolt unless we solve at the top and really create some sort of actual trickle down economics where it's like we need purpose. Everybody needs purpose, whether it's like you say, whether it's a job or whether it's creating something. Everybody needs purpose.
But what if we move past the need to make everybody work for their basic needs? Because we probably could help a little bit or something there.
Yeah. You have to be careful having people that are takers and people that are makers because it creates a lot of resentment.
Yeah, but so many makers everybody has to be stuck with the takers with like a seemingly no way out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you have too many people that are taking from the system and too few people that are like creating for the system, the creators start to get really burnt out, really resentful. So you have to be.
Yeah. This is making me think of that thing I saw about FDR and Reagan, like the way that like Reagan like villainized welfare, I feel like, but basically made it seem like it was like, because there was this one story of this one Black woman who did use it and like totally took advantage of it. So that happened. That one person, she was charged and she was punished for it, but they made it seem like that was a that was
the norm.
It was black women who were doing it, when if you look at it statistically, white men were actually utilizing it just as much or more because there's a shit ton more than them anyways. But like a lot of people will do things badly, but by getting rid of that, I think that was more of a race thing than anything. So people weren't, I don't know, like we have social programs that have worked when we properly fund them and properly give them. Like, we just have to, like, if we all agreed this is something we want as a society, because I don't agree with what we're doing our money right now, putting it into like all these places, but doing nothing well, like we were talking about before. Yeah. Like, we have the FDA for our food and drug, but we aren't like, our food is like the shittiest in the world. We have the greatest military. Okay, sure, but we're literally making like half-assed boats just to keep people working in the, I don't know, like, we're not doing things
creating
because
wars.
It makes sense. Exactly. Like, it's just bonkers. Yeah. And it's got bonkers.
And I think before I would fix, like, before I would start like coming down on people for any sort of welfare issues on who's taking advantage and who's not, I'd go after the assholes first and be like, okay, clearly the healthcare industry is completely broken. Let's fix that. Let's fix the fact that insurance totally blows. Insurance comes in and the doctors make less pharmacies make less. And people pay more, and the only people profiting off of it are the insurance companies
Yeah, and
who are
ultimately
supposed
it
to be
ends
there
up
to help. So,
affecting how your treatment is done, because when we're
and
basically become salespeople as your like providers, that's just a dangerous place to be, in my
and
opinion.
the American healthcare system is the laughingstock of the entire world. Are you kidding me? Like my daughter's MRI last week was $900. Like $900? Really? For a scan? That's really?
Yeah,
Um, to if we brought down medical costs to what it is everywhere else in the world, whether it's nationalized medicine or not, or out of pocket, that would do more for the welfare system than it would to just throw more money at the welfare system.
agreed. And people
If
have been
we,
saying that, like with universal healthcare and stuff like that, but it does require taxes, and people just don't want to give taxes. But if you look in like the
well, I don't
UK,
even
where
want,
they get to go to the doctor, yeah, they have higher taxes, but they end up with more money in their pockets afterwards, because so many things are covered, because their money is used for the people and not for the people who are supposed to be working for the people.
yeah. Well, I may or may not be for universal healthcare,
That's okay. I
which
mean,
I think I am,
that's just
but you
I don't
can't
know.
do it. Well, you can't do it with the healthcare system the way we've got it right now. It's too much of a money grab. Like you have to fix the system and then we can talk about having the government pay for people that need it. But you can't have a
But we got to
system
fix the
where it
government first,
costs,
unfortunately, because
yeah, you can't have like cancer drugs that cost. My dad was talking about a drug that he needed for his heart. It was like $800 a month. Like I don't know a lot of people that can afford that for just a pill. You know what I mean? Like
no, Anthony,
we,
one of his meds, he just had to get a different med because the one that they wanted him to be on, the insurance company just
mhm,
said no, and it was just too ridiculously priced. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
Why? Why is it? Is it because some like hobbit has to trek to the top of a mountain to scrape you know, the
no,
fuzz off a
it's
fairy? Or is
because
it
you have
because
people at the top taking so much.
yeah, yes. And so we need to fix that system. I think that would go a lot more to helping people instead of us sitting here bickering about like the welfare system and who's
Yeah. Well,
using
that's
it
where
too
we
much and who's
started
not.
today,
Yeah,
though. It was on that. Like we know that's the problem.
yeah. So let's fix it. Let's find a way to fix it. I don't know how because the people at the top are too damn powerful and they don't want to listen.
Yeah.
But I
But
don't know. That just
oh well, look into
frustrating.
the Ro Khanna thing that I was
Yeah.
referring to earlier.
Hmm.
I just sent you a thing, so maybe you can watch that. But
Yeah, I just started
I
it.
think things that we can do are to find the people who are already doing things and get behind them, like him and like the Represent
Yeah.
Us movement. Like start looking into it, start sharing it, start talking about it, because there are
Yeah.
people trying to actively like fight the corruption, which I think is what's leading to the imbalances, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
if we can fight the corruption, we can fight the imbalances, and I don't know, try to see everybody just live more harmoniously, and I don't know,
Right.
less
I like
suffering.
that.
I
I
do
like
too.
that. Less corruption, better lives for all. I
Yeah,
think we live in a time and a place where we can like realistically have that.
I think so. We
So
just have to work together. We
for it.
always we made it as a people, or like, what is that thing, the whole thing about when they see like we started to evolve or whatever, it was the first time there was a broken leg, because it meant
Oh
that
yeah.
that person had help versus
Hmm.
people just dying off. Like we made it this far because we worked
Passion.
together, so
Hmm.
we got to get back to that as like,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
And imagine the cool stuff we could come up with if we were all working together.
yeah,
Like, I think it would change everything from just the general feeling of people to like architecture and
yeah,
like even
yeah.
nature. Like, it would just,
It would, because it would pull so many people out of survival mode. And in survival mode, you're just trying to meet your basic needs. And what is that? The Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like you can't move on to
Yeah.
the rest of your things to like fully be living life if that's
Yeah.
like if you're constantly focused on that, like you're not even allowed to become something outside of that. So I think we could do so much if we had more people living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And I think there's ways to do it. So
Yeah. So I'm gonna share what I can, like if you want to go check it out about the Represent Us thing, and then what I've seen about Ro Khanna. I know I already showed you that one. Look into it if you think it's valuable.
perfect.
Share it with someone
Of course.
else. Have more people thinking about it. You know, I don't know. People are already working on something. Maybe we could just get behind them, you know?
Yep. There's always something that can be done.
Yeah. Like I
So
feel like you'll have to let me know after you finish watching it. Like I felt like it made me feel a little hopeful, like, oh, like that kind of,
yay, we could all use a little hope.
yeah. Yeah. So give it a watch.
Okay, I will.
Anyways.
Absolutely. But good topic, very thought provoking, and
Yeah.
hopefully I didn't get my knickers in too big of a twist. Like,
Oh no,
oh,
I'm a bigger knicker twister than you, so I'm gonna
well,
put
all
that
right
on a
then.
t-shirt and send it to you.
A bigger Christmas. It's all about Christmas.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited for Christmas and stuff this year. Like Halloween, Christmas. I'm ready to play.
Halloweenmas.
Yeah. Well, no, I'll give Halloween everything that I got, and then I'll give Christmas everything that I got. I like them both individually. They're just two opportunities to decorate and have fun and spend time with family. That's all they are
Well,
to me. So,
and I like Thanksgiving because it's all about food,
oh yeah, Thanksgiving's in there too.
which
Like
is my forte.
I always still take the day of food, but like our history isn't what I thought it was, and I don't
Yeah,
celebrate it
okay.
the same way that I used to, but I really like eating, so we always still have Thanksgiving dinner. I just don't like
Thanksgiving's never been about
propagate
like,
thoughts and like be like, hey, this is why we're
Mhm.
doing this. It's just like, I
Mhm.
love you guys. I'm thankful for you.
Yes,
Eat food.
there's always something to be thankful for, and it's good to like sit and focus on like we do have a lot. We're very, very
Yes.
blessed, and let's
Mm-hmm.
focus on good things and eat food.
Yeah,
That's
you're just happier when you do that, even if it, it just it's gonna help you feel better,
special
even if a
foods.
lot of stuff sucks. Anyways,
Yeah,
what are you being for Halloween?
I don't know. Still trying to help my kids get their costumes together,
Oh,
and I haven't even thought about me. I one of these days I want to be a Viking. I think I'd make a kick-ass Viking.
I think you would too, and I think Cody would be a kick-ass Viking as well. You guys should totally do that. Have I told you what we're
I told him
doing?
he should get some fur undies, but it's not happening.
Ah, you know what? He buys you all those sexy tops. You have to buy him those sexy fur undies.
Okay, yeah, you should see if I'm able to make him wear something like that. Well,
Oh, I think he's manly enough to not be
oh,
afraid to wear that. Yeah.
he could pull it off, but would he? I don't know if he would.
I don't know. I think he's just
He has
manly
in
enough
my
to do
mind
it.
several times.
You hear that, Cody? Get yourself some furry undies.
Woo! So yeah, what are you guys gonna enough about me?
Oh no, now I really want to talk about this.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be
no,
good.
Elena is going as Wednesday, and then I'm going as
You make a good Wednesday.
yeah, Morticia, and Anthony's going as Gomez.
Oh, I
And
love
then
it. I want to see the pictures.
oh, you will. And then Bella is going as Wybie from Coraline, with the
Oh, I
button
like that.
glasses. Yes.
Hmm.
And then Haley is going as her favorite character from her favorite game, Genshin Impact. And we actually like she looked a
Nice.
while ago when we got her an actual like cosplay outfit. So it's got like different stuff. Like she offered to pay for part of it and everything too, because she just really wanted to do it.
Nice.
Yeah. She's
I
getting
love
into
those
cosplay a little bit. I love
costume,
it. Yes. I love
the
me
ones
some
that people are actually
costumes.
excited about. Hmm.
For me, it's every costume. I'm excited about them all.
Do you know what Lila? She's 9 now. Do you know what she wants to be for Halloween?
No, what?
She and her friend are being Michael Scott and Dwight
Oh,
from The
I love
Office.
it. I love it so much.
Except we can't find the right wig that she likes, so we might just have her go as like Prison Mike with the little purple bandana. Yeah, just even better.
Oh, that's so good. I can't wait to see pictures of that.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll see how that goes.
we've had some interesting years of Halloween. The last couple years we did like group outfits, but we're not
Yeah.
doing that this year, obviously. The year
Oh, the Minion
before,
one was
yeah, Minions were good. The Where's Waldo was good, but the year before that, Bella was a can of White Claw. Haley was an anime character, but one that we did ourselves with like Goodwill stuff. And then and Elena was Ace Ventura Pet Detective when he was in like the insane asylum.
Uh-huh.
You definitely have to send pictures so we can share
Okay.
those because I want to see
Vice
that.
versa.
Oh
We'll
my
put some
God,
on here.
for sure.
If for any reason it takes longer than Halloween, maybe we'll put them on here before we put this out. That would be great.
We shall see. Anyways,
All right.
all right.
Well,
Well,
I love your stinking guts and have an
I love
awesome
yours
week and
too.
get some
You
sleep.
too. Well, I did. I did already
Yeah.
get some sleep. Good. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. And tomorrow morning,
good.
like we don't have anything too early. We just have a T-ball game for Elena at 10
Yeah.
a.m. Have you seen any of her T-ball?
I haven't.
I'll have
Have
to
you
send
posted them?
Well, yeah, I've made some TikToks and stuff. I'll have to share one
Okay.
with you. I might put one on
Do.
here just because she just
They're
makes
cute.
me laugh so hard. She is just so the boss of everything and does not like, I don't know, she just does her thing.
Uh-huh. She knows what she wants to do.
Yes. And a lot of times it's not T-ball. But then sometimes it is. I don't know.
Can your kid get kicked off a T-ball team?
Oh, what?
Finger, baby.
Come on. Hurry up. Get on the base.
Perfect.
Anyways, all right.
But if it wasn't, you wouldn't be as entertained. So it's all
Oh
good.
my God, it's so entertaining. I want to have like a whole tailgate thing one of these Saturdays, like maybe before her last game. I'm gonna invite a bunch of people and like tailgate. Like you guys gotta
You're gonna tailgate a T-ball game?
Yes, we are.
I love it.
You wanna come? I'll let you
Absolutely,
know.
I do.
All right. Go ahead and get tickets. I mean,
Okay.
Cody can fly you.
Oh, it's true. We went last week. It was fun.
Nice.
Not to Florida though,
All right.
obviously.
Well,
Okay,
I should go pick up my
Lilas.
kids. Lilas, I love you.
You're
I'll talk to
amazing.
you later. You too. Bye.
Bye.
Subscribe up there.
Subscribe.
There's a subscribe up there.
Okay.
Like the button.
Okay.